So anyway, thank you all for coming tonight, and thank you Channel 2 for coming too as well. This is our 38th annual Volunteer Recognition Dinner, and our theme tonight is, well, it started out as Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, which was a super spy who taught kids geography on PBS. And so tonight I am Char in Sandiego, and throughout the evening you'll be guessing where I'm from. But right now, I just wanted to let you know that we're going to go on with the program, and please encourage anyone that comes in. Oh, ladies, there's 2 seats right up here front and for you, please. And please encourage the others to come. There we go. I wanted to let you know, because we were doing this Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, we thought a little bit about what the gift was. And we found out that looking around town, we had different restaurants that could take you all around the world. And so each of you has a $10 gift certificate to thank you for all you give to our hospital. And the different countries we covered were the Italian Oasis, obviously Italy, Jing Fong Restaurant and Asian Gardens from Asia. The Little Grill on Cottage Street has a wonderful Brazilian buffet. South America we got there. Gold House Pizza. He's from Greek and specializes in Greek specialties. 2 French Sisters, France of course. Chiang Thai was Thailand. Topic of the Town has a Middle Eastern dinner. And Alberitos is great Mexican fare. And then I had the Littleton Diner representing the USA. So enjoy dining around the world in downtown Littleton. So now I'd like to reflect just for a moment on 5 of our volunteers that we lost over the last year. Ladies, come on in. Just come on in. Plenty of seats. Come on over here. Come right on in. There's plenty of seats over here.
Sorry, we're so embarrassed. I meant to cut in front. I'm sorry.
In front.
Yeah.
There's a problem.
So what I wanted to take a moment to pause and think about the 5 volunteers that we lost this past year, and their photos are on the table. And the nice thing is that the vase of flowers that are on that table came from the Hospital Auxiliary's Memorial Garden here at the hospital. So this is the first year we've done that, and I think we'll do that every year from now on. So whatever's blooming in the garden, that's what will be on the memorial table. First I wanted to talk about Edith Poppy Clark. She volunteered at the front desk and for cardiac rehab. She passed away on September 5th, and she volunteered for 18 years from 1993 to 2011 and donated 1,757 hours. The second one was Mary Pat McMahon, and she volunteered at the front desk and was a good friend of Joel Fogg's, and she passed away on December 24th. She volunteered for 15 years from 1994 to 2009, and during that time she donated 4,214 hours of her time. The next would be Joyce Tyler. Joyce volunteered in the lower atrium with Kenyon, who's here this evening, and she also helped out at all of our Red Cross blood drives. As a matter of fact, one of them was done in memory of her. She volunteered 4.5 years and donated 828 hours. The next one would be Loretta Swift, and she passed away this spring. Silver. Thank you. Loretta Silver, yes, passed away this spring, and she volunteered for almost 2 years. She worked here as an employee for many years, and during the 2 years she volunteered for us, she donated 146 hours before moving to Colorado to be closer with her family, and her daughter was Bonnie West. And then the final one we just lost a few weeks ago, Barbara Dahl, passed away at the end of April, and she volunteered in the gift shop from 2005 until 2012 as a sub, and she donated 235 hours. So would you please join me in a moment of silence just to remember these 5 wonderful volunteers. Thank you. Please, then I wanted to just say a real quick thank you to Jürgen Spagola and his staff for the fantastic dinner. Please come on in. We've got plenty of seats. To our amazing wait staff, which included hospital employees, a physician, and a member of our Board of Trustees. So thank you to them. Special thanks to Henry Want and his facilities and housekeeping teams that turned this room from hors d'oeuvres into a theater for us while you were eating dinner. And also to the maintenance staffs that worked with him. I'd also like to thank the hospital employees and physicians for providing your hors d'oeuvres this evening. I asked them to donate $1, and we got many, many more than just $1 from many people, and so thank them. They love your holiday coffee that you give for them and they wanted to be sure that you were all remembered this evening. I also thank you to Bob O'Connor and Channel 2 for taping our program this evening. And then also I want to thank 4 women that are going to be helping me this evening, and they include Amy Lascelle, Amy, you can hop up, and Lori Lombardi, and Donna Driscoll, and also Marcia Dickerman is going to be helping me out with a little song. Anyway, this evening we have with us Bill Bedore, who's the Vice Chairman of the hospital's Board of Trustees, and he has a few words to share with you. Bill?
Thanks, Jen. Yeah, I was going to say, I'll move it up and then the next person can move it down. So your theme tonight actually is quite appropriate, given that Steve Truboff, our chairperson, is in Spain tonight, so I'm taking over for him this evening. If those of you who know me know that I can be a little long-winded, so I've been told to keep it short and sweet. I don't know if I'll be sweet, but I'll keep it short. So I'm here obviously just to thank you all for the service that you give to our hospital. You really truly are the heart and soul of our hospital, not to underestimate our paid employees. But this is an amazing group of people. There truly is not another hospital, I think, in New Hampshire that has even remotely this many volunteers. Certainly no hospital of our size, not even close. If you include the auxiliary volunteers, which there are basically as many volunteers here in Littleton Hospital or Littleton Regional Health Care as there are employees, which is truly amazing. So I want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for everything that you do. I'd also like to mention just briefly a thank you and a congratulations to Sharon for her recent award from the governor. Let me make sure I get the name of the award correct. Yeah, so Governor Hassan has awarded her the Outstanding Volunteer Manager. So congratulations. And I know that Lauren's going to say a little more about that. Thank you very much. Excellent. So, a group is only as good as their leader, and a leader is only as good as their group, right? So again, thank you very much. And just to wrap it up here, I am gonna throw in. I saw a quote just the other day. It seemed really appropriate, and I wrote it down to make sure I didn't screw it up. I'm sure a lot of you have heard it before. I know I had, but it's a Margaret Mead quote, and it says, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world, for indeed that is the only thing that ever has." So you are that group. I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and for the entire Board of Trustees, give yourselves all a hand.
Thank you very much, Bill. Yes, we have 232 volunteers right now, and 134 of you are here this evening, so welcome. Next up, we have Warren West, CEO of Littleton Regional Healthcare, and I've given him 5 minutes. We'll see if he sticks to it.
Whoa, 5 minutes? You told me it was an hour. You told me I had an hour. Start the clock. All right, 6th annual, for me anyhow, volunteer recognition dinner. So I said to myself, Self, what are you possibly going to do with the theme? Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? How are you going to tie this in? I don't have a clue. So I said to myself, where in the world are our volunteers? You can't walk around this hospital without finding a volunteer within 2 or 3 minutes of being here. 1 minute walking in the door, 1 minute in the hallway seeing somebody, on the patient floors, in the shredder if you want to go out there with the shredders. We got them everywhere. We got them in the patient rooms. We got them with our dogs. We got them everywhere. So we know where our volunteers are. They're everywhere at this hospital, and that's what makes us great. So let's review the numbers for the year. Total number of volunteers, I just heard my numbers are wrong, 232.
And 8 more next week.
And 8 more coming next week. They're multiplying. This is great. Number of men, 63. Number of women, 167. Don't you guys have any friends? Number of couples who both volunteer, 23. I could live without one couple. His wife's okay. Mother and daughter who volunteer. We have Sue and Chris somewhere. Oh, they're hiding in the sidelines. They volunteer for our family support team. Mother and daughter-in-law volunteers. We got Georgia and Vicki Broder. Number of visiting volunteers over the past year. So folks that go into our patient rooms to visit our patients. 1,242. That's an amazing number. Number of patients using our iPads now. This is a program that only started 3 months ago. We got 53, and that's building. Number of folks playing music to our patients, 56. We do it every week. In 1 week, we have 4 weeks, we had it doubled up. Thanks to Holly Lakey and her team. Talk about this year our complementary therapy program, which is amazing. So free massages, 119. Note that this is out of 6 months, and now we have 12 complementary volunteers doing that. Patients receiving free aromatherapy, 36. One of our volunteers does that. Patients receiving Reiki, 96. Very popular. So total free complementary therapy visits this year so far is 251. You have no idea the comments we get back about that service. So if you all could just stand up for a moment, anybody that's working on that program. Thank you very much. So total number of volunteer hours over the past year, 23,903. That is 3,000 more hours than last year. And Bill Lockhart's not even here. How did we do that? More and more of you. Where are our volunteers? They're everywhere. So just to give you a little perspective, so we had in May of 2000, so 13 years ago, 60 volunteers who gave a total of 100 hours of volunteerism here. And today, as I said, 232 volunteers with almost 24,000 hours. What an amazing turn in 13 years. That says something for our leaders. 2 of them are in this room, so thank you. So where in the world are our volunteers? Everywhere. You could just tell from those numbers. You guys have an impact that we can't measure on what you do day in and day out here. I tell everybody we got a small army of volunteers who are our secret weapon to make a real difference in what we do for our patients, and that's the truth. You all amazed me in your response to coming to a 2-hour education on Engage. I could imagine some of you saying, what in the world are we going to do listening to Warren and Linda for 2 hours? But out of those discussions with you and all of our employees, it absolutely made a difference in the experience our patients are having every day, day in and day out. So I thank you for your additional time for those educational sessions. The total patient experience here has been greatly enhanced by all of you. I don't know if you hear it. I hear it constantly about the buzz going on around Littleton Regional Healthcare. So let me give you 3 examples. So about 4 times a year, I run into a guy who's an ED doc at Fletcher Allen in Burlington, Vermont. The other day, I ran into him on the golf course. Most things that come out of my mouth is, how's everything at the big house? He says, how's everything at Littleton? And I say, everything at Littleton's going great. He says, you know, you tell me that every year. He says, but now I believe it, because I'm hearing people talk to me about that in Burlington. We had some folks come from Dartmouth who used to use Dartmouth. Hopefully used to use Dartmouth past tense, but they were using Dartmouth. They came up here for the day, and they were blown away. But the minute they walked through the hallways, to everybody they encountered, they couldn't believe how positive it felt, the experience, the smiles, the warmness, the support they got during that day. And they told you. And it was amazing. And then yesterday, I had a recruiter come to visit the office. He's a man that helps us find temporary people, and right now we have one in the lab. And he said to me, Warren, all of your peers in New Hampshire and Vermont are talking about what's going on in Littleton. Everybody's talking about what's happening in our healthcare facility, and that's because of what you guys do day in and day out. You know, everything that we do, the atmosphere, the climate, the feel, the friendliness, and you all majorly influence that and that feeling that we have when people walk through the door. It's amazing. I walk prospective employees around or prospective doctors around, they're blown away. They said, that's not like our place. So, smiles at every turn, a helping hand, always available, a welcoming face, and a warm and comfortable welcome, with the exception of 2 of you. And I'm working on it. One of them's Tuesday morning when I come through the door, Priscilla. I'm not going to mention any names. And you know what? The other one's Wednesday morning. The husband and the couple that I was talking about earlier. You have no idea how much grief I get. I like Mondays and Thursdays and Fridays. Oh, payback is going to be a tough thing. So we are, as we talked about at the Engaged Talks, we are definitely starting to win in our competition to pull patients to Littleton because of what's going on here. And I'm sorry the healthcare world has turned to a competition, but quite frankly, because of what needs to happen, that's what it's all about right now. And you guys are helping us win. So one way that I can honor all of you is to share with you the great event that happened last Tuesday. So you too can experience the fun I had when I got to surprise somebody with a special honor. I'll set this up in just a bit, but let's just see what the governor has.
Good morning. While I am sorry that I could not be with you in person, I would like to join Volunteer New Hampshire in welcoming you to the annual Governor's Conference on Volunteerism. This year marks the 30th year of the conference, and I wish you a wonderful day of learning and sharing best practices with your peers. New Hampshire has always been an all-hands-on-deck kind of state, where volunteerism and a strong ethic of service is part of life for our residents. Whether neighbors helping neighbors or parents volunteering at their child's school, residents of the Granite State give of themselves, their time, and talents. Each year at the conference, one individual is selected to be the recipient of a very special award. This award was created to honor volunteer administrators and salute their excellence in leadership and management of volunteers in New Hampshire. This year, it is my honor to carry forward that tradition with Volunteer New Hampshire and to present the annual Governor's Award for Outstanding Volunteer Manager of the Year to a very deserving individual. This individual was chosen from a pool of 19 nominations, each deserving of praise for the remarkable work they do. This award winner stood out because of her commitment and dedication as Director of Volunteer Services to a rural community facility that grew its volunteer services program in the North Country to more than 200 volunteers. For the past 14 years, this individual has been a steadfast partner in the expansion of the facility, constantly looking for ways in which the team of volunteers could improve patient services. A colleague said that she is an engaged member of our management team and regularly looks to solutions rather than barriers when we talk about augmenting our existing program. At each step in the process, she considers how her volunteers can help smooth the way for our staff so that the patient experience is the best it can possibly be. It is my pleasure to present the 2013 Governor's Award for Outstanding Volunteer Manager of the Year to Sharon Sundman, Director of Volunteer Services for Littleton Regional Healthcare. Congratulations, Sharon.
So we had to figure out how we get her there, how her husband and I could sneak into the room and be there with her. Getting her there wasn't too bad. I suggested that maybe she wants to go to a conference, and she easily said yes. That was the first setup. But I can tell you that her and her husband and I were hiding behind posters until the governor got presented, because there's this big open gym. She's sitting as far away as I could have, well, if I was in high school, hit her with a spitball. Not that I ever did that. So we were hiding back there, and we could watch her as the governor was speaking. And finally it was like, whoo! And she looked at the person sitting next to her in somewhat amazement. So it was a great setup. But I wish you all could have caught what she had to say on the cuff when they asked her to speak, because she talked about her volunteers. She talked about she couldn't be what she was if it wasn't for all of you. And she talked about how much work you guys do for our patients and their experience. So she talked about you. So I wanted to share that with you, because this is a team sport, what we do day in and day out. And if it wasn't for her, you all wouldn't be here. If you all wouldn't be here, she wouldn't have had the award. So it is a team sport. So this is an honor for all of us. So I wanted to share that with you tonight. Thank you. So we are very blessed at the LRH family with our staff, our medical team, the board, and the volunteers. All of you make us very special. So how do I say thank you to you all again this year? How do I do that? Well, we're going to go to the theme of the night. So, yeah, exactly. It's scary for me, too. So I'm going to say a word, and you're going to tell me what country, if I'm able to say them correctly. First one's easy. Gracias? Spain, Mexico. Okay. Merci? Okay. Grazie? Italy. Tac? India. Close. Sweden. Quitos? China. Finland. Finnish. Toda? Israel. Asaten? Swahili. You had never gotten that one, and I probably didn't say it right. Swahili. Mahalo? That was easy. You guys are getting good at this. Denka? Germany. Very good. All right, you can correct me if you want. I told you I couldn't do it well anyhow. It's a good thing you're out in the barn. So where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? It doesn't matter to me. What matters is you all are here at LRH. So thank you for everything you do. Thank you for the experience you give our patients. Thank you for being here day in and day out, doing what you do, because we can't be and wouldn't be who we are without you. So merci.
So yes, they did a good job of surprising me. They popped out behind the Appalachian Mountain Club sign. After some guy came up and said, "You need to get up and go on the stage now." And I was glad to see that, thank you, Warren, because it was all a haze, and I don't even remember too much about what I said, because they said, now it's time to go to the microphone, and you're not expecting it. But I did tell them that, I've had many different jobs in my career, from teaching to community relations, marketing, development, all kinds of different jobs. And this is the one at the end of my career, and I really, really, really love this one the best. So thank you all. Well, I've got a couple of years. I'm telling you, I'm not moving on from here. So anyway, I want to thank Warren for nominating me, and Chris and Holly for writing letters of support. I want to thank my husband for getting me there on the time, and I want to especially thank Lori Morgan and Lori Lombardi, who have keys to my office but snuck around to find out different numbers for Warren.
What was the team effort?
Yes, exactly. So thank you to all of you. And now on to the wards. So through the next half hour, I'll be donning different hats, and you'll be guessing where I am at the moment. So Marcia Dickerman's going to lead you in one line of this song that comes from Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. And while you do that, I'm going to get a hat.
I'll sing it, and then you sing it back. And it's Where in the World is Charan Sandiego? Oh, yeah. Where in the world is Charan Sandiego? Where in the world is Charan Sandiego?
Africa. I got my safari hat on.
Let's try it again.
So I'm ready for my safari, and I'm going to be safaring over here. I need ladies. I need your help now. And we're going to give out the awards for 100 hours, 500, and every 500 after that. So, receiving their 100-hour pins, Sandra Blodgett, just when I call your name, just stand at your seat, and the gals will run in and get it to you. I've got 3 tonight to try to make it even faster. Sandra Blodgett, Wilma Bulis, Wilma, Sue Buteau, okay. Oh, Lori Buxton. Lori. Maureen Dexter, not here. Lauren Dill. Lauren Dill. She was here. Oh, right over there. Okay, Joyce Green. I think she's here. Suzanne Halabenko. Amy Landon can't be with us. Louis Lavoie.
Oh, I got that one.
Jeff Morgan, Stephanie Moskal, over here. Jenny Phelan, right there. Rita Poland, back there. Marinas, Mary, Emily Smith, and Donna Wright.
Thank you, Donna. Maybe if I pull this over.
You can actually do both. Thank you. Okay, so now for 500-hour pins. Dan Chaliford, he left early this evening. Nancy Collins, 500 hours. Dan Cullen. Jenny Dickman. Di Harriman. Di. Jeff Howard. Jeff? Kay Kerr, I don't think she's here. Holly Lakey. Mary Ann Landa. Daphne McDonald. Back there. Keep your hand up. Dick Monroe. That's his daughter. Karen Rick. And Mary Williams. So let's give a hand at Mary. So that's the 500 and 100. Now we're going up to 1,000. This is the total hours they've given during the time they've been here. Angie Bronson, 1,000 hours. Alden Crawford. Is Alden here? Anna Marie Delano. Jenny Fox. I saw her here.
Jamie's gone, she's there.
She went home.
Oh, she went home. We'll get it to her. Let's see. Georgia Broder. Maria Hines.
Yeah.
Right there. Reg LaFlamme. Reg is here somewhere.
Yep.
There you go. See, this is Jenny, Georgia. Sandy Lozo. Sandy Monroe.
Your favorites.
Jean Thompson, 1,000 hours. Bob Trahan. Jean's down there, Bob Trahan.
Thank you.
There you go. And Cheryl Wiles. I don't think she's here this evening.
Thank you.
So for 1,000 hours, hand up record. Next is our 1,500-hour pins. Priscilla Dean, 1,500 hours.
Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, thank you. It's going to be a tough Tuesday.
Is David DeMonte here tonight? He had 1,500 hours. And Don Sargent. I think he's home with his wife. We'll get that to him. For 2,000 hours. Oh, Dave DeMonte blew through his 1,000-hour, his 1,500, and he also got a 2,000 this year. So just in case he wants one pin, he did a lot of hours. We'll find that out later. For 2,500 hours, Abel Gonzalez, he moved to Bath, so I think he might have had trouble getting up here. Helen Quinney, 2,500 hours. Helen. Helen works in the gift shop, does a really great job, especially Wednesday afternoons. And the 8,000-hour pin goes to Bill Lockhart, who is in the Carolinas right now, can't be with us, but he does get his 8,000-hour, and I will send that to him. So, okay, next we have, the next three men that I'm going to be recognizing, oh, I forgot the years. We have 10 years and 20 years, sorry. Nancy Feenstra, 10 years. Is Nancy here? Oh, there you go. Abel got his 10. Ed Clary. I know he's here somewhere. Ed. Paul Lehman. Sandy Monroe. Oops. Gerald Stark. Gerald's right back there. You gotta scoot back. Your mom got a 10-year pin.
She's so busy.
Okay, so, and their 20-year pin goes to Deb Lehman. Yeah, all right. Okay. So congratulations to all those people, lots of hours and lots of longevity. Thank you so much. Okay, so Marcia, it's your turn again.
You ready?
I gotta see what I got.
Where in the world is Char in San Diego? Where in the world is Char in San Diego?
Yeah, I'm actually in the Philippines or Thailand, but Hawaii is acceptable. Lays are often given to visitors who are welcome to these islands. And did you know that we welcomed 44 new volunteers over the past year, including to the family support team, the complementary therapy team, and to the rest of our wonderful volunteers who are everywhere here in the hospital. So if you came in since March of last year, stand up please, and we'll see how many of the newbies are here today. Yeah, everyone. Now the islands make you think about vacations and spas, and that brings me to my next group of volunteers. And last year at the dinner we had 4 complimentary therapists here, and this year we have 12. And I'm going to have you stand when you hear your name, and we have a little thank you gift to all of you. And the first one goes to Beth Ball and Brandy Becker. Not here today. I'm sure you will help make sure that Grace Bigelow, Michelle DeVoe, Mark Walbeck, Tanya Henning isn't here, Susan Kurtz, not here, Shelley McCollum couldn't make it tonight, Gail Miner-Babin is teaching, Cindy Noyes, Judy Scally didn't make it. No. Deborah Simmons and Holly Leahy. And I'm going to give these all to you, Holly, okay? I want to thank you all for making our trip to Littleton Regional Healthcare a trip to the spa. It's amazing, the patients will say, I came to the hospital for surgery and I felt like I was at the spa. We like hearing that. It's good. It's all good. Okay, Marcia.
Where in the world is Char in San Diego? Where in the world is Char in San Diego?
Mexico, amigos. Excelente. I'd next like to recognize 3 young men and 1 young woman who helped our patients and visitors immensely over the past year. The first up is Alex Lawson, and she was volunteering at the front desk this afternoon for us, and she had to get back home and get some homework done because it's the end of the year for her. She's the daughter of Dr. Lawson. She's done a fantastic job. She's looking forward to being with us this summer, and I have a gift for her. Next, I want to thank a volunteer who started out with housekeeping, and now he's moved up to our recycling program, Gerald Start. There you go, Gerald. Thank you so much. He's very excited. He's out in the garage with Dr. Monroe and his wife and all our Reg LaFlamme, and he loves it, which is great because our hospital is one of the greener ones in the state. We do a lot of recycling thanks to Henry Watt and his team and to all the volunteers that help make that happen. Next, Travis Walker. Would you stand up? He's our master shredder here at the hospital. And he's really helping us. And despite the fact that we have computers and we're supposed to be a paperless society, we keep Travis and the Monroes very, 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 very busy. And then last but not least, we have a young man who's going to be getting 2 diplomas this year, one from me and one from his high school. And I'm wondering if he knows who I'm talking about. Anyway, I'm talking about Aiden Mitz. Aiden, could you please stand up? Aiden, you are graduating from Junior Volunteer Concierge. He can come up. You're going to graduate from Junior Volunteer Concierge to Senior Volunteer Concierge. I have a diploma for you, a gift, and could you ladies hold this for me? You have your very own new name badge. Aiden and his brother Jack are both graduating, so this is going to be a big year for them. Anyway, so welcome to the adult volunteers there, Aiden. We will be seeing a lot more of Aiden. Okay, oh, yes.
Where in the world is charming San Diego?
Where in the world is charming San Diego?
India, yes. Thank you to Hasu and Dave and her husband. I'm in India, and they loaned me this this lovely hat. And I think his head's a little bigger than mine. I have a tiny head. It must, but my ears are poking out there. Anyway, it's actually, they gave me 2, and this one is a ceremonial one, which is beautiful. It's all, it's all embroidered and painted on. So. A real nice treat. And I have someone here that's from India, Lori Morgan. She's wearing her India finest. And I also have someone from Holland here. Yes, Chris Van Bergen. She's got the wooden clogs. I'm going to show off clog. There you go. And I have one last person. What country are from? Yeah, Switzerland. Well, yeah, Sandy, please hop up. Sandy's from Switzerland. Thank you. I needed other people to play along with me. I begged. Anyway, next up are the awards for the volunteers who donated 200 to 249 hours, which means they were here for at least 2 shifts each week. And please stand at your place as I call your name, and the ladies will pass these out. Is Karen Rip here? No. Kat Curtis.
Yes.
Yes, she was. Oh, there she is. Ginny Rapel?
I'm standing, honestly.
Oh, she's short like me. She's standing up, but she's short like me. Sandy Lozo, 208. Jan Kota, 214. Is Jan here?
Yep.
Where she was here? Yeah, maybe she slipped out. Daphne McDonald, 214 hours. Emily Smith, 215.5 hours. David Pelletier, 216 hours. I don't think David was here tonight. Lori Morgan, 217 hours. Wayne Miller, don't think he's here, 217.5. Al Moscow, 218 hours, right over there. Mary Ann Landa, 225 hours. Helen Quinney, 225 hours. You have a hour buddy there. Mary Ann, you and Helen Quinney. Donna Wright, 230 hours. Dan Chalifort, he slipped out early. Candy Black, Is she here? No, she had 234. Georgia Broder couldn't make it. She has 237. And Jean Thompson, 238. Jean? Okay, the next is the people that, we have to sing again.
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Charon.
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
England, very good. And because I have a sign in my office from Stephanie that says that I'm queen of quite a lot, and I some days feel like that, I'm going to be giving out to the volunteers who are kings and queens of quite a lot of hours. So the first one is Don Sargent, 251 hours, 0.5. Don's here, isn't he? Don Sargent? Oh, no? Okay, oh, right. Anne Marie Delano, 253 hours. Abel Gonzalez, 268. I guess I wore them out with all their hours. Sorry, guys. Faye Jennings, 281.5 hours. Faye's here. Is Nancy McNeil here? She had 298 hours. Okay, then we're going to the bigger hours after that. Okay, Shirley Lewis. I see her a lot. 310 hours, Shirley. June Eaton has 312. Did June come? No, I think. Okay, and then we go to Rich LaFlamme, 314 hours. Heidi Morrison, 315 hours. Heidi here? Mary Jane Merritt, 320.5 hours. Nancy Collins, 328 hours. She not only has a lot of shifts, but she subs for a lot of people too. Another one of my guys who has several shifts and also subs a lot, Louis Lavoie, 346 hours. Is Jenny Fox still here? No. She's got 348. Let's see. Priscilla Dean is next. Right here, 370 hours. And hi, welcome.
No.
Hey.
I'll be Maybe I'll take Tuesday off.
Little peace offering. Margaret Harrigan, 389 hours, and she's off on a cruise. Oh, lucky Margaret. Bill Lockhart had 397.5 hours, and he hasn't been here since November, so that's pretty amazing. And then my biggest two people this year, this evening are, and this past year, Holly Lakey, 552 hours. No, that's the wrong one. Does it say Dave Damani? Yeah. And David Damani, who couldn't be with us this evening, I don't believe, he had 1,134.5 hours. And that's why he blew through his 1,500 and his 2,000 hour limit. So, thank you very much. A round of applause for all of them. And
Where in the world is Charon Sandiego?
Where in the world is Charon Sandiego?
Carnival!
Rio.
Yes, I'm in Rio. Thank you very much. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so. Oh, my goodness. So I'm here to celebrate 2 volunteers who drive, because this is a travel theme, who drive the most miles to get here. The first one is Beth Ball, who comes from Jefferson. And the second one is Ethel Cooper, our pianist, who comes from Wells River, Vermont. And there's, so right there, Beth, and Ethel's over here, and they each get a little gas card. Yeah. Now the next 3 men are being recognized for their driving ability. The first one isn't here this evening, but David DeMonte drives everything that has a motor here. He plows, he does the lawnmower, anything that's got a mower and you can ride in, David's there. So we've got one for him. I just want to recognize a volunteer who doesn't volunteer to do this, but he's our only guy that drives so many miles driving a bus. Ed Quarry, where are you? And the other one is a guy who drives the most miles all over the North Country installing our Lifeline system, which is a 24-hour response system, and that would be Rach LaFlamme. And they all got little car kit things. So anyway, then we wanted to look at who traveled this winter, because we do have snowbirds. They go away for the winter and come back in the summer. And fortunately, we have some summer birds that go away to play golf in the summer and come back in the winter, so it all works out. Anyway, the person I believe that went the furthest this winter was Deb Ames. She was out in Arizona. Did anyone go further for the whole winter this winter? No, I think Deb is the winner of that. Deb? Okay, now this next group, and can you, my microphone won't go anymore, but you can see the names on them. Okay, this next group I want to recognize because I really hoped over the last year that I could spend some more time with them. But usually between 4 and 8 at night is the time where it's quiet in my office and I can actually get some work done, so I didn't get up as often. So these are the volunteers that sit at the front desk from 4 to 6 and 6 to 8, Monday through Friday here, and they mean a lot to me. I really appreciate them. Anne Marie Delano, just stand when we call your name. Anne Marie, not here. Lucy Pino, she's here. Lucy, stand up. They don't know you. Next is Maureen Dexter. It's not here. Devin Paul Lehman. They do 4 to 6. John Goodrich. John, you're here. There he is over in the corner. Karen Murnau and Rachel Clark. Are they here this evening? Oh. I think I saw Karen. Was Karen here? Okay, they left. And Carol Boga, she's not here. Elio Polinsky, but Elizabeth Colligan is here. Okay, Elizabeth Colligan. Oh, she's right there. Very good. Okay, Marcia, I can get out of Rio.
Where in the world is Charm San Diego?
Where in the world is Charm San Diego?
Oui, oui, c'est bon. So while we were studying along the theme, we wanted to look and see who was born abroad. And when I call your name, you get a gift just because you were born abroad. Pretty cool. Daphne McDonald was born in the village of Temple Ewell, near Dover, Kent, England, and lived there till she was 19 years old. She gets a present. Anna Menendez, I don't think she came this evening, but Anna was born in the Dominican Republic. She grew up in Puerto Rico and she moved to New York City when she's 15. So she's going to get a gift. Hasu Dave, not here this evening, but her, Lori's wearing one of her lovely costumes, or not costumes, her, what is it? Yeah, her formal outfit, right. Was born in Karachi when it was India, and then it became Pakistan. So she and her family moved to Mumbai. I said, oh, I saw a movie about Mumbai recently. And she came to the U.S. around 1970. And then Cindy Noyes was born in oh, okay, great, Spain, outside of Madrid. I wouldn't have gotten that from the Spain. And she was born there and moved at 18 months. Her dad was in the service, right? And then we also, I asked who was in the military serving abroad that actually stayed in a country abroad for a while. And actually, Dan Chalafor spent 3.5 years in England. So you'll have to get together and compare notes. And Jeff Morgan spent 2 years in Augsburg, Bavaria, near Munich, Germany. And the next thing up we have is Deb Clark-Valentine and Pammy Clark-King. They are going to wrap up the evening with a very important award that they have. And ladies, would you like to come up? Here. Sorry.
Put one of your hats?
Yeah.
I'm so happy to be here tonight to present the Peg and Jean Clark Volunteer Recognition Award.
I brought them.
There they are.
There they are.
We don't
That's
have
your
to guess
award.
where they are.
Volunteerism was always extremely important to my folks, both personally and professionally. They spent their careers working for the YMCA, so they realized the significance of people donating their time and their talents. The success of many Y programs depended on the strength and number of its volunteers. So when they retired, they focused their energies on giving back to the community that had given so much to them. They volunteered at their church, Mom in the auxiliary, and Dad as warden for several terms and a lifelong choir member. They continued their YMCA work as volunteers on various district and statewide programs. And they volunteered at the hospital here, serving at the front desk, gift shop, fundraising events, and in any other capacity needed. They gave endless hours and energy to help support many causes, for they realized that the gift of time was valuable and worthwhile. After we lost Mom and Dad, we 3 kids felt a volunteer award would be a wonderful way for them to be remembered. They so deeply believed that volunteers were a key ingredient to building a strong organization. And I know they would be happy to see appropriate recognition given to someone as deserving as this year's recipients.
Tonight we're going to recognize a couple, and I will share their names right now and then call them up. Dick and Sandy Monroe made a big difference at Littleton Regional Healthcare from the moment they moved to Littleton. Dick has served at Littleton Regional Hospital and Now Healthcare for approximately 30 years as a general surgeon, and Sandy has been a member of the hospital's auxiliary since they arrived. Sandy became a hospital volunteer in October 2003, and Dick started volunteering in January of 2010. Collectively, they've contributed some 1,650 hours of service. As volunteers, Sandy and Dick can often be found decorating the gift shop display cases throughout our hospital, assisting with decorating the hospital for the holidays, scanning and photocopying necessary paperwork for several hospital departments, chairing or supporting many auxiliary events, having hosted the auxiliary's annual meeting and luncheon at their home for many years. In their spare time, Sandy and Dick volunteer for other organizations, such as the Littleton Area Historical Society, the First United Methodist Church, volunteers in police service, and various church and local choirs, such as the Heart Song Singers. Both have always been involved in serving their community, and as such are worthy recipients of the 2013 Jean and Peg Clark Volunteer of the Year Award. Please join us in recognizing Sandy and Dick, the hospital shredder, Monroe.
And can you turn around so Amy can take a picture of the four of you?
Amy wants to be a picture before.
Thank you, ladies. Always nice to have you back here. Okay, last time, Marcia.
Where in the world is Charon, San Diego?
Where in the world is Charon, San Diego?
Yeehaw, I'm back in the good old USA. I have to tell you, I brought my suitcase because I was traveling, and my husband came in and said, "That's not a good sign." Anyway, like I said, we're back in the USA, and you know what? I could travel the whole wide world, and I would never, ever find a better volunteer team than I have here. You make every single minute that I work a pleasure. I look forward to seeing all of you each week, and you do so much to make the experience better for our not only our patients, but also our employees and staff. The doctors really appreciate how much that you get all their patients to their office, I just feel that I'm the richer for knowing all of you. One of my volunteers actually sent me a list out of the newspaper for National Volunteer Week with all the volunteers' names, and she checked off 72 names of people she felt she would never have met if she didn't belong to this organization. And I think for me it's hundreds that I've met since 1999 when I first came. So thank you for being such a wonderful part of my life and for doing such a fabulous job. We'll see you next year. Yay.